Okay, next chapter is chapter 7, and now that we have read the data in, how and most of the time, if not all the time, you will have some kind of problem with the data, and you have to carefully look at each column and then see what kind of cleaning up is necessary. Okay. So we're going to go through a whole list of things that you can do to clean data, okay. And then we will look at an example where you look at each column separately. First is we look at small data sets that we create and insert some anomalies, and then see how to take care of those anomalies. And then once we have covered the topics, then we'll look at an example. So this is the example file. You don't need this today, I think, but you'll need it soon enough. Now here is the shell file. Okay, so go ahead and open it. Now import numpy as np, import pandas as pd. Okay, so here is the convention for missing values. So the first topic is how to handle missing values. Okay, so in pandas we have NaN, okay, which actually comes from NumPy. NumPy has not a number convention, so it is actually np.nan. That is what is called a sentinel that represents a missing value. Okay, and that's what pandas uses. Okay, and pandas also uses NA, so not available, that can be missing value too. And we will look at that in a few minutes. And then Python, none is also missing. So we'll be using these, and there are 4 methods that we can use for handling missing values. Okay. Now is null, okay, not null, okay, these two are to see how many missing values there are. Okay. If a column has lots and lots of missing values, 50% of the values are missing, then you really have a problem. So maybe you cannot use that column, you have to throw it out. So these two are for checking what is the extent of missing values. Then we have a couple of methods for dealing with missing values. Fill NA is replacing a missing value with some other value. Okay. And this is called imputing. You impute what could be the value, okay, and that's a big subject. So we will look at some methods or some ways of doing that. Fill NA and drop NA is to drop. See, if a row, so like a column has more than 50% missing. Okay, similarly, you can take a look at the rows. If the entire row is all of it is missing values, then maybe it's a good idea to just drop it, right? Or if it has lots and lots of missing values and things like that. So that's your drop NA. Okay, you can use drop NA to drop rows or drop columns. Okay? So how do you handle missing values? Either you can drop the entire row or entire column, or you can impute. So these two are for handling missing values, and is null and not null is for checking how many missing values there are. So let's start with a simple example. Str data. Okay, so this is a series, and this will, the concept here is common to both series and data frame. So this is the example that your textbook starts with, so I'm using the same. I don't VARK. I don't know what these are. Artwork. Origin. Okay. Okay. And then NP NaN, so that's your missing value. Okay. Okay. So now we have here str data. Okay. Now let's see how the is null and not null works. Okay. So you can say str data, okay, and then is null, okay. So this will give you false or true. If it is null, you will say true. If it is not null, okay, it's going to tell you false. Okay. Then you can do a sum that tells you how many are null. Okay, because true and false, false is coded as 0, true is coded as 1. So if you sum, that's going to give you how many true values are in the series. Okay. Now we can have not null works the other way around, right? Okay. So it's just the other way around. Okay, so Python none is also treated as is null. Okay, let's add, we change str data 0 to none. Okay. So now you see the first item we changed it from aardvark to none. Okay, so now if you do str data is null, so that none is treated as null as well.